looks like it's going to rain as well now. Oh great, it's a fucking day already. Stop raining! I have put the camera onto this new helmet in a different position. I've tried mounting it on the chin, but I realised straight away as soon as I started to move the bike about, and saw immediately that the bloody position of the camera is going to catch my right arm, my right shoulder, as I'm doing my shoulder checks like that. I don't know if you can see that, you obviously can. So it's pretty damned annoying, and I'm going to have to relocate it somewhere. I have to try and work out how these guys locate it on the chin area of the helmet, because I haven't quite got it central, and I've been trying to use a combination of the brackets that you get with the GoPro kit, and because I've had many of them over the last number of years, I have tried a combination of different brackets that I had to see what I could do, and still haven't been. Oh look, it's pissing it down now. Great. That means you're going to be getting wet through, and I'm going to be getting wet through because I'm just in my leathers. This can't be much of a shower. There's hardly anything up there in the sky anyway, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is test this camera, but I've had to put it in quite an unusual position, quite an unusual angle. I don't know what it's recording at the minute, whether it's recording a nice level and straight view, whether you can see more of the bike than what's above it ahead of me. Absolutely no idea, and equally I've no idea whether the sound's working, because by putting it where I put it, I've had to also kind of tuck away this on the GoPros from the 5 onwards. You've had this kind of little brick sound adapter lead that you have to plug into the USB-C port on the camera, and that then converts it to a 3.5mm jack plug for the mic that goes into the helmet. So many things that I'm testing on this run. No idea whether the mic's in the right position in the helmet, and you can hear more wind noise than me. No idea whether the camera position is right, or whether you're looking up at some underside of a tree somewhere. I don't know whether the shoulder issue, this is going to get in the way, whether that's just the little dangly bracket off the bottom that's catching me, or whether, oh look, give the lens a bit of a clean while I'm at it. So I don't know what it is. It's probably the whole camera body that's hitting my shoulder. Yeah, oh god, yeah it is, it's way down. Oh fuck. So I'm gonna have to come up with an alternative to sort that out. You know, you see these things and you think, oh, I'm gonna do that, I'll have a go at doing that, how hard can that be? And that's what I did, and I've never really successfully ever spent enough time trying to work out how to mount the camera at the chin position of the helmet, but it does seem to be like a convenient place to put it, because it sort of obviously doesn't stick out at the sides in that case. But no, it hasn't worked quite right, so we'll have to see what happens and see if we can sort that out. Yeah, that's because I nodded at you, you cock. You're supposed to nod back, you know. So at the minute I'm heading in the general direction of where? Kind of the roads around Squires, and it all depends actually, as I'm looking at this changing weather, whether it stays dry or if we're going to get like showers all the time. If we are, I might not stay out that very long. Might just use this as a bit of a camera test to see how it works. But hopefully it will dry out a little bit and I'll be able to have a little run around. So I'm not going to put many miles on the bike today, because I want to try and get it in with not like double the mileage if I can, that I should be doing up to the first service. Although they did say it doesn't matter too much at this time of year, that Ducati and also Triumph, they said as well, who operate from the same dealership, fully understand about the peak season and their struggle to get through and service bikes on time. You know, I gave them a good like 2 weeks notice and said, you know, it's going to take me 2 weeks to get 600 miles on it because I'm going to be out both weekends. The weather's looking okay, and I'm going to, you know, it's that kind of bike is this. You just sit on it and turn the throttle and you're off. You know, it's nice and comfortable, and you can put miles on this bike without even thinking about it. So putting 600 miles on it doesn't take long at all. So now it's got 1067 miles on, and it's supposed to go in for its first service at 615. I've been kind of running it in with most of the taking it kind of steady rules that they ask you to do in the usual way. I know there's all sorts of different opinions on that, but I pretty much stuck to how it tells you in the book. Now on this bike there is an urban setting, so in scenarios like this where you don't really need the full power and you want a nice bit of soft suspension, relaxed, it gives you sort of what, 63, is it 66% of the power, something like that, and a nice soft throttle response, so there's no jerkiness on the throttle. It really is no jerkiness at all on the throttle. I mean, that is such a nice thing on a bike, on a twin, a big heavy twin. You know, on the GS you'd kind of be going and there's none of that on this. If you're in the urban setting or in any of the settings, I think you can set the throttle response like that, but you know, you might want it to be a bit more punchy in the sport mode, for example. But just in traffic like this, it's nice not to have that constant back and forth jerkiness. So I think Ducati have done a pretty good job of a lot of things. Here we go. I don't even know if you can hear that through the helmet. Well, as I look around today, we ain't got any sunshine, that is for sure. It's a very overcast day. Temperature is 23 degrees outside, so it's nice and warm, but it's that kind of humid, muggy kind of warm today because of all of the moisture in the atmosphere. The sort of light, it almost feels like that kind of light you get in November, that kind of horrid grey dull light that you get in November, which is not really inspiring. You know, it's almost switching my hibernation mode on. So it took me a fair bit of time today to want to get out of bed. It took me a fair bit of time today to want to come out on the bike, and I'm hoping that, I think for the first couple of days this week, I think tomorrow's going to be similar, but I take it in for its service tomorrow and then I'll be out on the bike after that. Anyway, this video is more of a test of just how the camera sits on the helmet, how it looks, whether I've got it anywhere near right at all, and I'm thinking there's a good chance that I haven't because of the awkward mounting of it. It's going to have to be shifted anyway because I can't possibly keep it like this at all for any length of time if it's going to be hitting my shoulder like that. I'm thinking I'm going to have to end up going back to a side mounted position by the look of it.